Okay. Are you ready with the recordings?
Yes.
All right.
Done. Yes.
Okay. I'm glad. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Patrick. Thank you for taking care of us. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome another day. And welcome to the health literacy and psychosocial support visual session organized by SAOPA, a non-profit making organization for the prevention of HIV and AIDS transmission. SAOPA delivers the following programs: one on healthy youth development, one on health literacy and psychosocial support, and one on empowerment, skills development, and training. The objective of the health literacy and psychosocial support program are to improve the general knowledge and understanding of chronic diseases. As we all know, a lot of us are actually suffering from these chronic diseases. So it is basically the aim of the objective, one of the objectives of this program, to empower us with information so that we could be able to manage, our chronic illnesses. To promote adherence and healthy lifestyle. As you all know, most of us are on chronic medication. However, if we don't adhere to the chronic medications, the doctors did actually indicate that there are repercussions. And finally, to enhance the coping mechanisms and mental health of all people, including our youth, who are on chronic medication, the family caregivers, as well as the community health care workers. Well, I've been told that nutrition is a very, very critical part of health and development. Better nutrition is related to a stronger immune system, lower risk of non-communicable diseases such as your high blood pressure, your diabetes, as well as your cardiovascular diseases. And finally, longevity. So if you eat well, you eat nutritious foods, you are obviously guaranteed longevity. Well, I'm not an expert, but I'm being told that today we are going to be addressed or to be engaged on nutrition and healthy living. Our speaker, a very passionate young, may I say, a health and wellness coach who has trained as a fitness and as a nutrition specialist, a former flight attendant, and a self-confessed health fanatic. Her passion for healthy living is behind her motivation for being involved in zealous movement. She is a self-motivated, hardworking, health-conscious, caring and loving mother with a personal motto of perseverance is a master of success. People often ask her what her secret in life is, and she always says it's all about leading a healthy lifestyle. After all, you are what you eat. I've learned also to internalize this motto, you are what you eat. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a specialist, but in our midst today, we are really humbled to have Numbulelo, commonly known as Thongi Onunkwo, to address us on matters pertaining to nutrition. A round of applause for Thongi. Thongi, over to you, my dear.
Thank you, Cynthia, for that lovely introduction. And yes, indeed, you are what you eat. We say healthy meals makes healthy bodies, and that is a healthy lifestyle right there. And health is wealth, So today, we're going to look at our gut health. Yesterday, one of our team members, Julia, spoke about the gut brain, and we know that one needs to empower so that you make the right decisions on what to eat. And so let's look at it. So I want to first start with your worst food for digestion, of your gut health, so that one knows that indeed what is it that is so wrong. We know that in this new time that we find ourselves, people eat fried foods, takeaways. That's not good. Those artificial sweeteners, sometimes they say use a sweetener. I say rather don't use anything. And I mean, as time goes on, you'd understand that you can sweeten some of your teas with some herbs, maybe cut away some spicy food and some citrus fruit, not good for you. Cabbage as well, it's not good for you, and some fructose. So we need to feed the good bacteria, viruses, fungi, and that lives in the gut. That's what they like to help grow your gut system. And I'm going to talk about, again, drinking water. So drinking water is the very best way ever to regulate digestion and staying hydrated. We do know that indeed drinking water, it's recommended for every day and for your health, And then we're going to look at herbal teas as well, as we look at these herbal teas, we'll see the benefits of these herbal teas. And that's what I'd like us to talk about these herbal teas, understand what one can do just by making a herbal tea, So our longevity today is mainly on drinks that we will have, and then you see what will help. And then constipation. What causes constipation? Because obviously our gut health is affected by constipation. What causes constipation? A poor diet, the wrong foods that I had mentioned right there. A poor diet that will definitely cause irregular bowel movements. Stress, believe it or not, stress could add to the cause of constipation and other digestive issues. And on Monday, Dr. Putuka told us about a widowed man with children who is working very hard, stressed with a lot of diseases, So stress is part of what would cause constipation. So we would look at the digestive issues now, the teas as remedies. So I like us to do teas because, we tend to drink a lot. So when you drink, we'll later on, I'll just hit up on a few of how to drink water, just to make it tastier. But now when we do teas, we're going to look at peppermint tea. Peppermint tea, you can just plant peppermint, it's a herb that grows very fast when you take care of it. It doesn't need a huge garden. You can have a bottle of Coke and get the seedlings and just put in there, string them up on your wall. So you don't really need a garden for peppermint. So peppermint tea, you take some leaves, you put in a cup or in a flask, you pour boiling water, you let it simmer for some time, and you will drink. What does it do? It improves your digestive system. It is good for your stomach, discomfort and bloating. It helps again with nausea. Us women with our PMS right there, headaches, and guess what? Your bad breath, So that is one of our teas. And then ginger tea. Ginger tea, how you would prepare ginger tea. I'm a fan of ginger, so I cook with lots of fresh ginger. You could get, I prefer fresh ginger, not the ones that is in tubs. Or you could use ginger powder and boil it on the stove and let it simmer. So what does the ginger tea do? It's a remedy for nausea and an upset stomach, because we're now dealing with the guts, you know, an upset stomach. It provides relief from indigestion, your sore throats, your menstrual cramps. It helps relax your digestive system. So the reason why I'm doing these teas is so that I can give you some more information that one doesn't actually need much medication if you do take these kind of teas. So we do the natural healing of the body, you know. Then we'll go how you prepare ginger tea. You can chop up ginger or crush it, a fresh one, or crush it, and then you can boil it a bit, or you can put it in a flask as well, or a teapot. Pour some water, let it simmer as well, and you can enjoy it with a little bit of lemon right there as well. And I don't like saying put honey in it, but for cold and flu, you can just add on a teaspoon of honey right there, and then it will be a natural remedy for your colds and flus. And then we will go on to your lemon tea. Next slide, please. Lemon tea. Lemon tea is rich in vitamin C. It improves your skin health. It detoxes the body. It boosts the digestion. It definitely aids with weight loss, and it soothes your sore throat. How do you do your lemon tea? Just like with boiling water, you can just slice the whole lemon with the skin, slice it, and then leave it in a jug or in a flask or in a teapot. And the one that you leave it in a jug, actually you can leave it to cool, and then it can be your lemon water later on. And it will be nice because it will be nice and very strong. But remember, we are all looking for what? For the benefits that it has in the body, you know. And we're looking at the chamomile tea. Chamomile tea, it will help relax muscles that causes bloating. It will soothe the skin condition. It is good before bed. I remember when I was a flight attendant, we used to drink chamomile tea to go to rest a bit, you know, because we would rest for some time. So chamomile tea would actually help with sleeping, you know. And after all of this, I'll do the benefits of these teas. I've just realized that I didn't add the benefits, because we need to know the benefits so that we are more equipped and empowered. And then I will look on to next slide, please. Black tea. I think on our very first meeting, I did mention of, okay, no, sorry, I'm sorry. Let's go to the masala chai tea. The masala chai tea helps with detox. It helps with fighting inflammation. It aids in digestion. And I want to just look at how do you prepare this matcha tea? You know, who would have thought that teas can be so beneficial, you know? So when one drinks these tea, it's oh gosh, the benefits. So the matcha tea, how do you do the matcha chai tea? It's cinnamon, it's ginger, it's fennel. You add milk, some tea leaves right there in the pot. You put in a pot, pour some hot water. You leave it to simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes. And as I had said, that its benefits: detox, it fights inflammation, it boosts the immune system, it treats coughs and cold, it aids in digestion. So just those blend of herbs, you know, and spices, and those are beneficial for your health and beauty. You know, who would have thought that that can improve your health and beauty and your skin for beauty, and it increase with the peace of mind. Again, this masala chai tea, it is useful for heartburn, for coughs and colds, for indigestion, and it also boosts immunity. And we go again on the matcha tea. The matcha tea is rich in antioxidants. It's high in caffeine. It burns the belly fat. It boosts the immune system. It helps with the detox and with your healthy skin. So you can see, and it helps strengthening the immune system of a person right there. And it will help you to live an energetic life. So this gives you energy. So the high amount of the antioxidants found in the matcha tea is the one that will help you protect your skin as well. As it says, it helps with the healthy skin. And from any type, it can actually even help you from any type of disease. It also protects you naturally from harmful UV. So that's your matcha tea. You know, you can get it in health stores, and its benefits, as I've said, it burns the belly fat, healthy skin, and the immune system right there. And then next slide, please. We're gonna go on to your black tea. Black tea controls the blood sugar levels. It helps with the weight loss. It relieves constipation. It helps curbing the hunger pangs, you know, and then combined effect of all of this will lead to weight loss, you know. It treats again headaches and upset stomach, you know. So what are the benefits of the black tea? The black tea, it's a remedy for blood sugar, problem with weight loss, headaches, and diarrhea. Amazing that what just black tea can do, you know. And then we have the white teas right there as well. The white tea, it's loaded with antioxidants and that are known for major role in boosting the metabolic rate. The presence of the amino acid L-theanine helps combat the stress and improve concentration. And again, anti-aging, it aids with weight loss and detoxification. What are the benefits? It helps with stress, anti-aging, weight loss, and detoxification right there. Then we're gonna go on to your turmeric tea. Always suggest that rather than using the powder, we use the fresh ones, you know. Fresh is better, and it contains, with the skin there, as long as you wash it properly, you know, you can just use it with the skin. Even the ginger, don't peel, you know, just chop it up finely with the skin, because remember, you're not actually drinking the actual skin, you know, you're drinking what the skin comes out of. And most of the time, the skin carries more of the nutrients than the actual inside of the ginger, and turmeric in this case. So you can add, how do you prepare it? You chop it up finely, or you can just crush it. If you've got a crusher, put it in a cup, in a jug, or in a teapot, or you could just grate it. As I said, even the powdered turmeric is good, but that one you need to boil it a bit so that it cooks, and then let it simmer. So that helps with the energy. It contains antioxidants. It contains, I'm going to have to read what I wrote here. It contains antioxidants, antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, anti-inflammatory and anti-mutagenic properties right there. And it helps to treat flu, sore throat, cold. It boosts the immunity, and it is used to treat acne and a number of skin problems. So as I say, sometimes we tend to take medication and rely on medication, but if we were to do it I think if we were to do it the natural way, it will be more effective than taking the medication. We need to get out of the habit of relying on medication and just rely on the natural food that we have, that we can benefit. And the benefits are, it helps with the anti-inflammatory, it cleanses and it detoxifies the whole body. Imagine, it aids in indigestion, and it's great for the healthy skin, and it treats your colds and flu. And green tea, green tea. I've never been a fan of green tea until one time I saw a lady on opera, and they were just asking. She looked extremely young, like 20 years young. So green tea can reverse aging, And this lady just said she drinks green tea. And I've now started getting into the habit of green tea. And I put a dash of lemon and a small honey, I think, until I get used to it. But green tea, it's rich in antioxidants. It helps boost immunity system. It aids, it helps with reducing the arthritis and inflammation. It reduces bloating as well, acne, weight loss, and it's good for all kind of allergies, So if one were to drink green tea, any kind of pains that are caused due to sore muscle after workout, you can have some green tea. It is also great in reducing the bloating. When you bloated and you don't know what to do, just have some green tea right there. And it contains an active ingredient that is EGCG. I'm not going to be able to spell it out to say it. It's a very long medical term that Dr. Paduka will help us when she speaks about the gut health. And what are the benefits of this green tea? Best for bloating. It eases the pains of bloating, of allergies, acne, and weight loss. Do we want to have some chat about these teas? Maybe somebody has heard about a tea and just underestimated the power of tea and thought, "Ooh, can tea really do this much?" Or what kind of teas did you not even think that one can drink? Let's just maybe have some conversation right there and see.
Indeed, Thongi. I'm informed. I'm really informed and highly learned today. I've never heard of turmeric tea. Yes, with green tea, I think it's very familiar. I've also learned. I used to know that ginger is very, 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 very powerful. But in terms of the benefit, the health benefits, really, I'm really empowered today. And thank you very much for that. But for turmeric tea, it's the first time that I heard about it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we grow lemongrass in our garden. We got a veggie garden, and we got a couple of bushes of lemongrass, and you just like chop off a small piece of that lemongrass and you boil it, and it's so amazing. It's like a tonic. It's like if you're feeling a little bit low and tired and that sort of stuff, it really gives you a beautiful lift up. And I once read all the benefits of it. I think it comes out of Taiwan, and it's an incredible thing to have in your garden. You know, I think the more fresh stuff you've got that you can brew up with or cook and that sort of thing, the better.
Yes, yes. Actually, that's what I'm going to talk about with fruits and vegetables, that the fresher the better, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give a few benefits of peppermint tea. What does it do? The benefits: it helps with nausea, bad breath, digestive problem, PMS, and that. And the benefits of ginger tea: it treats digestive problem, bloating, cold, upset stomach, and mental cramps, sore throats. And the benefits of lemon tea: it soothes colds and coughs, bloating, remedy, detox, it detox naturally, you know, and aid in digestion and weight loss. And benefits of chamomile tea: it's beneficial for sleep, it's beneficial for your skin problem, your digestive problem, anxiety, and bloating. Okay, can I please have it next slide? So yeah, it's amazing that teas can do so much, you know. I mean, if Patrick says he's got a garden, it would be nice for us to start to eat from a garden or drink from a garden, you know. I mean, you can cook with these herbs as well. I mean, if you cook with lots of ginger, I cook everything with ginger. I love it. And for me, after I've used the ginger from the tea, I actually scoop it up and chew it. There will definitely no flu right there. You know, it comes out because you will sweat and it will definitely come out. So we will look at our fruits. The fruits that are vital for lowering cholesterol, blood pressure, moderate insulin, and protecting the heart. It helps with the multitude of age-related diseases. So what does fruits do? Fruits improve the cardiometabolic risk factors. It slows down the glucose digestion, the moderates insulin. It's packed with vitamins and fiber, sodium-free, fat-free, low-calorie-free, and it's a good source of manganese, potassium, and vitamin C. So those are strawberries. I love strawberries and other berries, you know, but strawberries are very good. And I mean, you can have your strawberry water, as I've said, at night before. You can just chop up your strawberries, throw them in a jug, and leave them overnight. The following day, you've got a jug of water that you can drink. And I mean, you can just throw in your food, breakfast in the morning, in your oats, or you can throw in your yogurt, preferably your plain or Greek yogurt or double cream yogurt, but plain, please. Please, may I have a next slide? And you know, your strawberries, they will help elevate the low density of the lipoprotein cholesterol. Those are the bad cholesterol in your body. And we know that healthy living, which includes healthy eating, can help reduce the developing heart diseases and prevent with weight gain and lower diabetes risk. So strawberries are very good, actually berries. So now we're going to look at your raspberries, your blueberries, your strawberries as well. So these are the fruits that one can be eating. Avocado, bananas, apples, and kiwi fruits. So apples, I've always said, apples are very good, exceptionally. That is a fruit that you can just grab right there. It's very good. And your bananas, as I'd mentioned before, they're better off. You can have them as on a smoothie, or maybe mixed with oats and maybe your seeds inside your oats. So bananas, I don't really like suggesting that you can just grab it like you grab an apple, you know. So one has to be very careful. And when again do you eat banana? You know, for example, you can't grab a banana and go to sleep. You know, although you can have a banana on its own, maybe before your workout, you know, so that would be better than just eating it and just sit and do work, you know, so that it can work in your body. And what else? The healthy food that will relieve your constipation, you know, with the way people are eating now. The bowel movement has been on the rise due to failing or to observe good eating habits. Please, can I have the next slide? I know people don't really like vegetables, but I mean, if I were to tell you, fruits and vegetables are the best you can ever get, just to prevent diseases, just to, you know, moderate your weight gain, just to be healthy. They give you energy, you know. So and because it's not so heavy in the on the body, and some of the fruits and vegetables, good stress reliever, you know. You could add they can assist in your digestion as well. I mean, green beans, the green food, I can never stress further that green foods are extremely vital. Your kales right there, your broccoli, your spinach, your beetroot leaves, all these, your lettuce, all different kinds of lettuce, you know, the darker the better even, you know. And then there we've got peppers, colorful vegetables. You know, when a child, when you start giving a child food, solids, they say introduce colorful foods, so you understand why, because they digest quickly, you know, easier. They're easy on the tummy. So you would have carrots and blend them. You just boil and feed a child, and you will see most of the small kids, the purities, they've got a lot of the carrot and butternut, you know, the brightly colored vegetables. Eggplant as well is one of the vegetables that it's beautiful color, and it's good for the digestion as well. Can I please have the next slide? And the beans and your legumes. This can be very tricky because it depends. Some people may react from beans. It may leave them bloated. So you need to be very observant when you are eating and learn your body. You need to know, if I eat maybe black beans, which are very, very healthy, but do they cause bloating do they upset my stomach, you know? So you need to know, and because you are what you eat, as I've said, as you eat, you know, you get to understand your body. You know that if I eat cabbage, I get bloated. So therefore, cabbage, it's a green leaf, but it's not good for me, you know, because it causes bloating. There are chickpeas, there are peas, there are lentils, your kidney beans, your red beans, your soya beans, and the pinto beans, black beans right there. So with the beans, I would say it will go with the kind of person that you are, like the body, what it takes, because we all not the same, you know. I could be eating chickpeas and I love them, and they will not they will not give me an upset tummy or bloat or have that bloating feeling. And one person can eat and then it will give them a bloating stomach or upset the tummy, you know. Please, can I have another slide? So beans I love beans are high in protein. They're very good, very, very good. A substitute to your meat there. It's beans. I mean, you can have a bean salad as soon as you know what kind of beans goes with your body. You can have bean salad. I mean, you can imagine if you have a bean salad, you can just throw the bean salad on top of the chopped leafy green leaves there, and it's a salad already, you know. And then you can just squeeze some lemon right there. And I mean, literally, you don't need I'd said it before, you don't need those salad dressing. You can make your own salad dressing, you know, as you sprinkle some lemon, you know, you can just add on some peppermint, some mint, you know. So yes, we're gonna look onto our fermented foods now. Our fermented foods have undergone fermentation and a process in whereby the sugar in the food are broken down by yeast or bacteria. So some of these fermented foods improve, some of these fermented food improve your metabolism. Just hang on, please. Can I please have the previous slide? Okay, some of these food improve the intestine bacteria and decrease the symptom of lactose intolerance. And then that's yogurt that is containing of live cultures. You may enhance the function and the composition of the microbiome. And kimchi, it's beneficial for your gut flora right there. The kefir, it's good. They say instead of using milk, sometimes when you do your smoothies, you can use this kefir. It's very good for you. And your fermented soya bean milk, that promotes the growth of bacteria, your bifidobacteria and the lactobacilli. And we've got the probiotics. Probiotics are live microorganisms that provide a specific health that that benefits when consumed by changing the overall composition of the microbiomes, supporting your metabolism. They promote the growth of several types of beneficial bacteria in your gut, and they reduce the risk of certain health conditions just by decreasing the level of insulin and cholesterol. Please, can I have the next slide? And we've got whole grain foods. Even with the whole grain foods, it depends what kinds of whole grain foods are we talking about, you know. So the whole grain food contain a lot of fiber. And again, we have to be very careful because sometimes a lot of fiber, then it's not good for, then it will cause diarrhea. So we need to balance how we eat the food that we eat and understand our body. Those whole grain promotes the growth of those bifidobacteria, the lactobacillus, and the bacteroidetes in humans, and those are increase the feeling of fullness. So you want to have those grain foods because they leave you fuller for longer, and they reduce inflammation and certain risk factors for heart disease. So when you look at the whole food diary that we were talking about, it's good for your high cholesterol. It's good. It's good for cholesterol. I mean, pardon me. It's good for lowering your blood pressure. It's good for your heart disease. You know, so it just shows that nutrition is just good. It's an overall good base that one needs to. It's a lifestyle change that one needs to look into, because you know that it's beneficial for your body. You know. Can I have the next slide? That will be the plant-based diet that promotes the growth of different types of intestinal bacteria. The benefits gut health due to the high fiber content that are consumed. They reduce body weight, inflammation, and cholesterol levels, rich in nutrients, rich in polyphenols, and those are the examples of these plant-based diets are your cocoa or dark chocolates, red wine. I suggest just 1 glass a day, probably. Grape skins, you know, when you eat grapes, eat the grapes with the skin. As we have mentioned, the green tea, and then almonds, onions, and blueberries right there. And I don't know if we would like to have a little chat and just discuss some of the food that one probably perhaps didn't know that it's why you probably liked it. Meantime, it contains such beneficial beneficial nutrients or minerals or vitamins in it that are good for your body.
Wow. I was very, very pleased to see that you brought in the probiotics into the picture. That's the fermentation. Something I would love to just add to that would improve the understanding of what fermentation is all about. Basically, what they do is they expose the food to the bacteria that is normally inside a normal gut. And for your food to be able to be absorbed into the gut through the colon lining into the bloodstream, it needs to be broken down to almost a microscopic level, a tiny, tiny, tiny level. It gets broken down. And these little bugs that are in the bacteria, which is in your gut, called the biome, they actually pre-digest your food in a sense, because that is actually the purpose for them being in your gut, that they are basically digesting, or they're breaking down the food in your gut to such small particles that it can pass through the gut wall or the colon wall. Now, the beauty of this is, of the eating fermented foods, is that when you eat a fermented, let's say apple or a lemon slice, or even if you've been fermenting sugar, lactose and so forth, basically that food has been pre-digested. And they actually talk about prebiotics, which is another study which I'm basically covering now, and where basically by the time you swallow that food, it gets into your stomach, it has already been pre-digested, so it goes straight into the system. And we've had very, very high levels of success, especially with ginger, by fermenting the ginger, in other words, pre-digesting it with bacteria, exposing it to lactobacilli so that they will eat them up. And then when you swallow that stuff, it goes directly into your system, into your bloodstream. And the results are so astounding, especially if you feel a sore throat or something like that. That's where it just jumps out at you, that you've got a sore throat and it's like it's burning. And you take a tablespoon of this stuff, and within a half an hour, it's almost as though you didn't even have a sore throat. And we got people that we can't make it fast enough. They just buy everything that we make. And that's how successful it is. And therefore, we personally, my wife and I, we believe in fermented foods, pre-digesting as much of our food as we possibly can, and of course fresh food and everything else. But it's just one side of it's like, you know, the diet is just diamond. And
Yes.
you know, if you take fermentation, it's come back many thousands of years ago. I mean, even in the days we read in the Bible that Paul is speaking to Timothy, and he's telling Timothy that he must drink some wine for his stomach. Now, in those days, the wine was basically fermented grapes.
Grapes, yeah.
And that's why it's so good for your tummy. And that they were prescribing it even then. And of course, another thing about it, the moment you spoke about cabbage and how it bloats you, once you pre-digest or ferment cabbage, all that bloating goes out.
Wow.
In the process of that first fermentation that you give it, making what is called sauerkraut, which is a well-known, very, very, very good product. That they reckon that 1 tablespoon, I've read reports that 1 tablespoon of sauerkraut is equivalent to 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C. So it's really powerful, you know, and you're getting it in a very natural form and not in a chemical form like in a tablet or a powder. Not that I'm putting that down at all, but this is natural and it's going straight into your body system. Thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Oh, no, thank you for sharing that.
I mean,
hey, Patrick.
It's a pleasure.
I wanted to say that from the discussion or the information that Patrick has just shared, and also what you have just shared with us, Thongi, I'm informed. I'm really, 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 you know, empowered. You know, I'm not saying that we don't read, but you know, I think since attending these sessions, one starts to sort of reflect, you know, on one's self, you know, how you conduct yourself, you know, the kind of food that you are eating, and you start also, you know, questioning, you know, the benefits of the food, you know, to yourself, your health, you know, and so forth. So I'm really, really, really empowered. You know, for us to have a healthy gut, you know, it's really, you know, important to eat, you know, food very, very high in fiber, you know, food which are very, very nutritious. And I think you also alluded to the fact that, you know, there is an over-reliance, you know, on medication. But if we can sort of learn, you know, or opt to eat healthy, you know, both the fruits, you know, and the vegetables that you've just, you know, mentioned, we can basically, you know, improve, you know, our health, our well-being, you know, generally, because it's not about being sick, but it's also taking those preventative measures not to fall sick. No, thank you very much, Thongi. Thank you very much, Patrick, also for sharing.
Yes, yes, Cynthia. I mean, I can't emphasize, yes, we do have medication out there, but if we can try and do it as natural as possible. So Patrick, when you were talking about fermentation of the cabbage and other, like ginger and all of that, I remember, I think sometime this year during winter, I read an article about fermenting garlic, and I think I forgot to mention garlic. Fermenting garlic inside honey, you know, and you drink that honey. I mean, you can see the fermentation, and then as time goes on, you can actually take the cloves, because you must put them as whole as that, and you can see that cloves actually have the honey inside, and you can cook with it, or you can just chew it up, you know. So the natural way is honestly the best way.
So powerful.
Yeah. So I actually want people to understand that it's not all about taking medication. I mean, some of the food that we eat, you know, some of the food that I spoke about, they may prevent some kind of disease. I mean, some age-related disease.
Definitely.
You know? So if we start doing this now, it's never too late. It's never too late.
Never.
And I think the fastest way for one to actually get into the habit, it's starting by fasting, you know. When you fast, believe it or not, even if you were to do a 21-day fast or 28 days fast of drinking liquids, because what you're doing is you are literally cleaning the whole body. You drink
Exactly.
your water, you drink your herbal tea, and you don't put no sugar, you don't drink any kind of juice, just water and tea, if you can, you know, because that cleans everything. It takes out everything and you remain clean. And from there, that's your starting point of starting to eat healthy, you know, and living a
Yes.
healthy life. I mean, it's been said that pregnant moms, and that's my passion, because I breastfed my kids. I mean, I was a flight attendant, and when I had my first son, I went back to work, but I breastfed my son, I think because he was big. I don't want to give him food because I didn't want him to get bigger because of the, the nutritionist in me knowing that he could gain weight. So I did breastfeeding all the way. It was just breastfeeding with a little bit of water for 6 months. And that's when I introduced the solids. So if you can breastfeed at least 6 months, you know, a baby's microbiome begins to properly develop at birth, you know, and babies can be exposed to some bacteria even before birth. But I mean, the first 2 years, their first 2 lives on earth, I mean, I breastfed my daughter for almost 2 years, you know, only because I knew that when they are sick, they won't get sick actually. And then whatever it is, I just put them on the breast, and that is medicinal as well for the baby. Baby doesn't get the allergies, you know. And none of my kids had that's powdered milk for kids. It's not good for kids, only if you can't. But I mean, if I could do it as a flight attendant, I managed to breast pump. When I left him at home, there was enough breast milk out of the bottle. When I come back, I feed him from the breast and continue to breast pump, and he breastfed for 18 months. So I would suggest, because study shows that the infants who are fed formula have an altered microbiomes, you know, with fewer the bifidobacteria than the infants who are breastfed, you know. So breastfeeding is associated with lower rate of obesity. They won't get obese, you know, and other health condition that may be due to difference in the gut microbiota. And breastfeeding again is therefore necessary for helping with protection against certain health condition that is later in life. So if you started earlier, that's why I'm very passionate with kids and moms and pregnant moms, that if they were to be educated that some of the problems that we see, the underlying problems that we see now in adults, it could be because they were not breastfed for longer, or they were not breastfed, they were given formula, you know. So we could be able to prevent some of these just by breastfeeding. Who would have known, you know, just by breastfeeding, because that's where the infant starts its life, you know, on earth. And just one more thing, as in trying the fermented foods, you know, that are highly nutritious, and that can be a great way to add a diversity on our diets while enhancing the gut health. I mean, you could just easily trade milk for your kefir in smoothies, you know, as I said. Yeah, lastly, can I just say, how do you reduce stress? You can just reduce stress by just getting active. That is it. I mean, when Dr. Nolwazi spoke about the man, the dad with kids, stressed, smoking, high cholesterol, sugar level up, overweight, the tummy is big. I mean, instead of smoking, you can just think of as take kids for a walk, you know. Even if as a mom, you know, caregiver there, give advice that, you know, take regular walks, as we had mentioned, 3 to 5 days, and rest. Rest is very important, because rest gives you the energy to go back to walking, you know. You could just get a bicycle, get kids bicycle. You could either walk or while the kids are cycling. Let it be a routine of breaking down relieving your stress, you know, rather than just sitting, smoking, thinking too much. You know, when you go outside the garden, you know, when you walk, it's medicinal. You're meditating, you're just seeing nature. It's good for your eyesight, and you're not sitting and thinking food at home, you know. I mean, being physical lowers your cholesterol, it lowers your blood pressure, you burn calorie, you lose weight, it strengthens the heart rate, it relieves stress. And I mean, what an amazing way to relax, a bath. That just taking a hot bath and just being in there, because you're not thinking of too much. You're just in the moment, in the bath there, phones away, you know, kids away, and just relax in the tub. And yeah, and if you can, get kids to massage or massage your partner, you know. Caregivers, try and encourage the patients for massages, you know, when they go home. Let them know, because I think, again, massages is because the touch, you know, the healing of the touching hands, you know. That is it. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so
And
much.
we did not exercise, and I did mention that we've got so much information today. So what we will do is, after this, I would ask you to just march, stationary walk for about 10 to 15 minutes, you know? That is it.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, yes. No, it was indeed a very informative session. Thank you very much, Thongi. Thank you very much, Patrick, also for the valuable inputs that you've just made. Yeah, I've there are a few takeaways, you know, that I've made from this session, but you know, I cannot overemphasize that my lifestyles modifications are very, very key for us, you know, to be healthy, you know. Indeed, Tony, I agree with you. You know, you know, what you eat, you know, the kind of foods that we put into our tummy are very, 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 very much important. For us to have a healthy gut, you know, we need to eat food that are very, very high in fiber. We need to eat lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, but also I've also learned a lot today about, you know, fermenting, and I'm going to, you know, to try, you know, a few, you know, to try to ferment, you know, a few of the foods of the food that you mentioned. For example, your ginger and garlic. I've heard of garlic and honey. I've also heard, you know, Patrick speaking about lemon and so forth. So I must be honest with
cabbage.
you, I've learned a lot. And cabbage also, yes. And cabbage also. So I've really learned a lot. On that note, thank you very much, Thongi, for the wealth of information. As I was saying before we actually started with today's session, that, you know, each day I'm learning a lot. Yesterday it was it was our colleague Julia. I think on Monday it was Nolwazi, our Dr. Putuka. And you know, each time I attend the session, I'm learning a lot. And you know, I think it's for me, what is key is you learn and you reflect. So for me, each time I attend the sessions, you know, there's a lot of self-reflection, and that no one can take away from me. So ladies and gentlemen, you may all agree with me when I say that these sessions are so empowering. They're empowering. So let us attend, let us tune in, let us listen, to the information. And by the way, if you miss, know that Saopa is actually exploring other avenues of disseminating the information so that you can be better informed, so that you can be able, to support, loved ones, or even, your patients, at your workplace. Well, okay, I've said a lot. However, a word of gratitude goes to our partners, namely the Department of Health, for continuously supporting SAOPA, to our consortium partners, as well as the community at large. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, without the community, there will be no SAOPA. So we remain truly grateful, to the community, and also to our healthcare workers. Without you, we wouldn't be here. Our people, our mothers, our brothers, our uncles, they are surviving because of you are so dedicated, you are so committed, you are there providing their care, with love. So really, we really appreciate, your attendance. You appreciate the hard work and the dedication that you guys are. On that note, as I've already indicated, that if you have missed the session, please don't despair, because SAOPA is actually exploring other avenues, to disseminate the information. Till we meet again, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant evening to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.